What is going on, guys? Mace here, and I'm back on the mic with another video. Now we'll be going over the best possible settings that you can use for the controller, display, graphic, all of that for Warzone Rebirth. And before we actually do get into this video, be sure to go down below, drop a like, hit that subscribe button, and turn on those post notifications so you don't miss a single upload on the channel. And if you guys want to join the Maze community, definitely do join that Discord. The link is in the description. Now our like goal for today is going to be around 15 likes, man. If we can hit 15 likes, that'll be greatly appreciated. And comment down below right now what sensitivity you guys are using down below. Alright, without further ado, let's get straight into the settings. I'm going to make this video quick as possible and not to waste any of you guys' time. Alright guys, the first thing we're actually be going over here is going to be the graphic settings, and then I'll go to the interface, audio, and the controller. Now, I did change a bit of these settings, so it's going to be different from the last video I did make for Warzone. So for display mode, I'm just going to be running full screen borderless just because I record on the side. I like to move my mouse and switch screens a lot, so I do rock full screen borderless. If you don't do that, if you don't even start recording or anything, just put on full screen. That's the best thing you can do. Display monitor, I'm using the VG248. That's my monitor. My display adapter, that's just my graphics card. Nothing really need to change there. My refresh rate is going to be 165. A render resolution, keep it at 100. If you go higher than this, you're gonna go to like 4K range, but I don't recommend it. Dynamic resolution, turn this off. Aspect ratio, keep it automatic. VSync, disable this. Custom frame rate limit, I actually have unlimited, and I put it 30 above what my monitor can support. For example, my monitor can support 165 Hz, so I keep it at 190, which is just 30 above. My brightness, I'm keeping it at 50. NVIDIA highlights, I disable this because it's just really not necessary. It takes up a lot of CPU usage, a lot of that, so I just disable it. And the most important setting for the display is going to be your NVIDIA reflex low latency. Keep this enabled just so your game is going to be very responsive and you're going to get no type of latency at all. Alright guys, so now let's go to the quality settings. Alright guys, so field of view, I'm rocking 108. This is just personal preference, but I highly do recommend you keep a field of view at least above 100. I see a lot of people also use 120, which is also pretty good. I'm really used to the 108 field of view, so I do keep it at that, whatever you are most comfortable with. For the camera movement, this is very important in the quality tab. You want to keep it to 50%, so when you are running around, your movement and all the camera is not shaking, so you're going to be highly accurate in any type of gunfight you're going to be in. Your screen's not going to move at all. Alright guys, so now I'm going to go over the details and textures tab for the quality. You guys can screenshot this. I will be going pretty quickly. Streaming quality, I have this at normal. Texture resolution, I have this at low. The texture filter, I have this on high, as well as the particle quality. Bullet impact and sprays, you don't even need to have this on, so I keep it disabled, as well as the tessellation. Gore effects, I have this enabled. This is just personal preference. It doesn't really matter. If you want the gore, keep it enabled. On-demand texture streaming, I have this on disabled. This takes up a lot of FPS. You don't want that, so disable this immediately. Film link strength, I keep it at 0. Film grain, I also have it at 0. These two are very important. If you do actually bump this up, your game is going to look really grainy, which is not good at all. NVIDIA DLSS, you don't need to have this on. Disable this. Anti-aliasing, I have this on SMA T2X. This is really nice. It makes your game look amazing. Depth of field, disable the setting. Also, you want to disable the two motion blurs, the world motion blur and the weapon motion blur. Now for the shadow and lighting. Now the shadow map resolution, put this on low. Cache spot shadows and the cache on shadows, keep this both enabled. This highly recommended. If you do keep it disabled, the game is not going to look that great. Particle lighting, keep this at low. DirectX ray tracing, keep this disabled. ambient occlusion, disable this as well. And lastly, the screen space reflection, disable the setting as well. Alright guys, so now let's move on to the interface. Alright guys, now for the interface setting, the most important setting that you really do need to change is the minimap shape. You want to be able to put it as a square instead of a circle. And you guys can see even in the example, the square, you're just going to see a lot more people on the map. And it's just a bigger map. Why not have it on? It's very nice. Definitely, I mean, if you guys are new Warzone players, you want to be using the square. So that's actually pretty much it for the interface. Now let's just quickly go on to the audio tab. Alright guys, so for the audio mix, this is the most important thing for the audio. You want to keep it at boost high. You're going to be able to hear a lot of footsteps, and you're going to be hearing enemies a lot more clear. So it's very nice to have the boost high setting on. For the settings down below, these are just going to be based off of you. For me, I actually use 70. If I actually bump this up or actually decrease it, it's going to affect a lot of my recording and all that. So I do want to keep it at 70. But you guys can just test this out whatever works for you. But that's pretty much it for the audio. There's not really much to change from here. Now let's actually go to the controller settings, since I know you guys have been waiting for that. Alright guys, so let's get in straight into the controller settings. So for the button layout, I'm actually using default flip just because I have paddles in the back of my controller, so I don't need to actually change this to tactical and use the R3 to jump. That's not necessary. Since it got paddles, I don't need that at all. Layout preset, keep this default. It's going to be really weird if you change this up. I highly recommend keep this default. Vertical look, I disable this. Now the left stick and the right stick minimum input dead zone, I keep that 0.06. I think I will make a video on this pretty soon about how to like calibrate your dead zone, but for me, I keep it at 0.06. If you do actually increase this value, there's going to be less input when you are actually using your left and right stick. So, you know, obviously the lowest is the best, but it's just personal preference. Try it out, whatever works for you and your controller. Now the left stick max input and the right stick max input, 100% always keep this at 99. Do not change the setting at all. Now for the horizontal and vertical, I actually use 7.7. I've been using 7.7 a lot throughout Vanguard, Cold War, like a lot of other games. So 7.7 really works for me. I feel like I'm very accurate, and it's not really it's not too fast sensitivity. It's not also a slow one. So I feel like it's right in the middle. It's perfect for me. Now the custom sensitivity per zoom, I actually did tweak this up. From the low zoom to the 4x zoom, I did put it to 0.9, and then from there for the rest of the other zooms, I did actually put this to 1.0, just because I feel like if you do decrease this value for here, your scope is not going to be moving that much, so you can always stay on target whenever you're shooting an enemy. Now, the aim response curve type, the most important thing in this video is going to be dynamic. A lot of YouTubers have been using dynamic, man. I highly recommend do not change this at all. You get a very nice aim assist, and your right stick, pretty much it just feels more, I feel really comfortable using a dynamic, and I'm never in a situation where I just feel weird when shooting or aiming at all, so dynamic is literally perfect. Controller vibration, always disable this. You do not need this at all. It is a huge distraction. Now from here, I'm using standard for the aim assist. I also enable setting for the scale aim assist with FOV. I know some people do disable this, but honestly for me, I don't like that. I do want to keep this enabled just so it doesn't feel weird when I'm aiming in or shooting or whatever. Alright guys, so the rest of the settings are pretty much default. If you don't have contextual top, definitely do put that on for the user load behavior. For the movement, this is actually pretty important. Slide behavior, always put on tap. You slide very, very quickly and efficiently if you're just tapping the slide button. Auto move forward, I have this enabled. Tack sprint, I do cap it at double tap. And lastly, the automatic sprint, I keep this at automatic tack sprint. You always want to keep this on just so your left stick is not really getting broken when you are running around the map. So automatic tack sprint's absolute best thing they've added in this game. If you did enjoy this video, drop a like, hit that subscribe button, definitely do share this video with your friends. Whoever wants like the best possible settings right now for Warzone, definitely do share this video. Alright guys, I will see you in the next one.